Okay, I wanted to take just a few minutes to kind of let you know a little bit about some of the extra resources you have that you may not have been aware of as we get into this chapter 3. One of the things I really want to point out on your applications tab, so I'm right now looking in the course binder for chapter 8. Under the applications tab, of course, we do have the video content posted there, a couple of video examples like the problems out of your homework. But the one thing I really want to point out to you is the extra practice. Some of the questions in the online homework are, they kind of, the easiest word is they've kind of dumbed down the questions a little bit in the homework online. So they don't get into some of the things that I think are still important in this chapter. So there are additional problems. And you can find the answers for all these odd problems you can see right here. So in addition to the homework and the applications, I want you to go into the course binder and look at these problems, specifically the last 3. The first 4 there, 59, 61, 63, and 65, are a lot like some of the problems that you do in the homework. But what got lost were these questions 81, 83, and 85. So this is actually an old copy of the textbook where we have these problems. And these have some additional questions that I think are really important to know how to answer. Questions where we're given an equation and then ask some stuff about the problem. In this case, find the income in 2000, or interpret the slope, or interpret the y-intercept. Same thing with 83 here. What does the slope mean? What does the y-intercept mean? Very important questions. We get into that a little bit in some of the videos, but they don't get into it as much in the homework as I think they should. And here again, we have an equation again, and we're answering questions with that equation. I want to estimate the number of subscribers in a particular year. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to point out. And to help you with that, if you click the little review tab, you'll see there's 2 tabs there, intercept review and slope review. If you click on the intercept review, it does go through first a review of intercepts, but if you go towards the end of that document, it looks at some of the kinds of questions here that you can deal with in application problems, where we're using the information, we're interpreting the intercepts, and we're interpreting the slope. Now these examples don't get into the interpreting the slope. We've already kind of talked a little bit about that in some other examples. But what they do get into are some of the kind of questions. So you're given this problem with a lemonade stand, where that gives you your profit. And here we're asked, how many glasses do you have to sell to make a certain amount? So we put that in for the appropriate variable, solve the problem. Same thing with part B. Part C, you're asked about interpreting intercepts, understanding the meaning of a point. Very important idea. So you can see that in questions C and D. Again, that's under intercept review. Also under the review, you'll see another tab for slope review. Now we do cover 3.3 and 3.4. This just goes back and gives you some more resources of the 3 different ways to find slope, some additional examples, and then at the end of that document are actually some practice problems along with the answers. Where you can practice finding the slope either given points or given the equation, or finding slopes for parallel and perpendicular lines, which is again really important when you get into the 8.1 homework. So I just want to take a few minutes and point out these things to you. These resources are here. Particularly though, you do need to go through and really work through these problems 81, 83, and 85. Again, the answers are at the bottom of the page there. You really need to do that to get practice with that, because you will have questions like these ones, A, B, and C, and on each of these problems. You will run into some questions like that when you get to your exam. So I did want to point that out and make sure you're aware of that. That's everything. Hopefully, if you have questions, please contact me either by email, through the MyMathLab website, Post questions on our Google Forums. Hopefully you're checking there. That's where I post most information, except for my kind of weekly email that I send out as well. So until next time.